Friends, it's Monday. You know what that means? What is that?
Garfield dies inside for the 50th time.
It's true. It's true.
Says
Also, it's
life.
NoCo Live, NoCo.live, or NoCo FM on Twitch.
Come watch us be sluts. It looked like you were watching it to listen to it, and you have your headphones on right now.
I have to wait until it's posted before I switch it to the other one.
I'm gonna make you cry all night. That sounds like a healthy
Yikes.
relationship. You know what? I'm gonna make you cry all night. Baby, I don't know who you've been with, how they've been treating you, but I'm gonna make you cry all night long. You are gonna be emotionally distraught and destroyed. by
And
the
we're
time I'm
live.
done with you. Oh. That would have been horrendous.
And welcome to NoCo Live, everyone. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to NoCo Live, NoCo FM's weekly talk show, where we talk about the news and events that's happening in your neck of the woods. I am your host, co-host, and sometimes I'm here, Charles Joseph Kelly.
I am your co-host and usually your Kev Cat Martinez.
Possibly sometimes you're Kev Cat Martinez.
Sometimes I'm Kev Cat Martinez. Sometimes I'm just the entity that just absorbs all energy. How do you think the stations run?
And who are you?
I still don't know. And I'm Chris Lanfear on the ones and twos.
On the ones and
Ones
twos.
and twos.
Christopher Lanfear on the ones and twos, everybody.
I need like a keyboard, like a Casio keyboard sound effect.
right.
I really
exact-
just want to get you a shirt that says, like,
On the
oh,
ones
no,
and twos.
I want to get you a seat cushion that says 1 and 2 and like several ones and twos. So you're literally on the ones and twos. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Coming soon to our merch store.
Guys, give me just a second. Oh, baby. Welcome to NoCo Live. So, thank you so much for joining us here on NoCo Live. If this is your first time, we welcome you.
We promise to be gentle.
We promise to be gentle.
I promise
and
nothing.
We promise that there will be lots of consent. Yes.
I'm actually considering getting a back piece that just says consent across my shoulders.
Ooh.
I like
So-
that.
Is it gonna be in that really like that lame type that's always in the tattoos that's just like in the arc?
No, I want it to be because for Rocky Horror Picture Show, for one of our shows, I was MC and I had this bit where I like stripped basically on stage and I was like, we're going to talk about my favorite thing. And then I flipped around and I had consent written across my back and I had Circus
amazing.
do it for me. Thank you. And his like style of writing was so dope. So if I get it done, I'm actually going to make sure it's done in like this weird like scratchy line work style. I can't like all angles and shit. It was dope.
Cool. So let's.
And then immediately in the chat, Taylor says, "It's okay, Charles. I like it rough." That's how we're starting on this
Relatable.
Monday, on this lovely Monday evening.
Thumbs up to that. So
My
it's
dad
been.
said he'd try to watch the live stream, so it'd be fun if
Hi,
he's
hi,
here.
Dad. Hi, Dad.
Well, and so this is the first show for you two, since you guys weren't able to make it last week, where we're
Yes.
also on the radio stream.
Oh
live
my
as
God.
well.
Oh my god.
So here's a fun thing that we can do that other radio stations can't. Fuck.
Goddamn motherfucker.
Into infinity.
And
guess what?
Ad infinitum.
Yes, and now we've been demonetized, but we're not really monetized anyway at the moment either.
I don't think
So-
that's a concern we're privileged to have yet.
Exactly.
So am I allowed to talk about my 9.5-inch dick, or is that like?
Well, you have since the beginning, so why would you
That's
stop
true.
now?
That's kind of been my shtick.
Yeah.
Right. So let's move on. What the hell have you guys been up to? I haven't seen your goddamn faces in a hot minute.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the big thing was last weekend was New West Fest.
Right.
Yes.
And Kev Cat was there. I was
Yes.
there. Corbin
Yes.
was there.
Yes.
Stephanie was there.
I was
Stina was
not.
there. Charles was not. That's okay. Charles sat this one out. You missed a hell of an event,
Dude,
man.
Oh my
I
God.
honestly, like, when I was like reading your guys' text messages when we were shooting the music video, I was very sad the
Right.
entire time. I was like, I'm missing all the fun, but I'm shooting a music video.
And
which
from what
is
I see,
fun.
yeah, tell us about the music video you're shooting.
So I'm shooting a Dungeons and Dragons theme music video. It's awesome. It's with a local band, Saints of Never After. If you haven't heard them, they are
Rad.
Spit absolute fire. They're great. I highly recommend them. They're local to Greeley. So the whole premise is the band sits down to play Dungeons and Dragons. You've got the lead singer, Brian, who's playing the dungeon master, who's never DM'd before. He's forced into it. He didn't realize that he's DMing until they sat down to play. You've got
You're describing my worst nightmare.
right. You've got Brendan, who's hasn't really played that much before, and he's creating a new character, and he's really kind of trying to get into it and trying to get into this character. You've got JP, who's playing a warrior, and if you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons 5e, you know there's not a class named warrior. So he's like, I'm going to play a warrior named JP.
I would hope that if there were a warrior class, it would be Ultimate Warrior.
Right.
Right.
So the shtick for JP's character is that the other characters are all wearing fancy, fanciful fantasy clothes, and he's wearing a hoodie and jeans and sunglasses. So in the D&D world, because he made a character based off of himself, so it's literally himself playing D&D. So yeah, and it's just them sitting down, and then there's Drew, who's playing a paladin, and he comes to the table in full LARPing garb.
Right.
It's really good.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
yeah.
So when can we see it?
It's probably in a couple weeks. So
Awesome.
we're trying to. There's a lot of situations. I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't know how much I can mention it, but they already did a music video for the song, and there were issues behind the scenes there. I don't really want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
You did kind of
talk
mention it.
talk ill of the dead.
I think
but-
you mentioned that off the air, but
Right.
that's probably best to stay off the
So
air.
we're trying to get it out as quick as humanly possible. So I've already started editing it. It's going to be a pretty simple shoot. That's how we designed the whole thing. Yeah, it's great. It's
Cool.
Yeah, it's fun. My car broke down, so I'm
God.
hoofing it everywhere. It died. It's done. It's
What
done
happened?
for.
It's
So
down for the count.
It's
right?
down for the count. So the other axle broke, right?
Oh, God.
So and that's going to be another. I'm just not going to get it fixed. So we're done. It's over. I'm getting my motorcycle fixed next weekend.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm gonna be zipping around town on the old ones and twos.
On you. Now I just want to write.
You're
ones
writing
and
on me?
twos.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Kevcat's having an aneurysm.
Very
So
much so.
so KK, what you up to, my dude?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I want to talk about No S Fest. I had to miss a lot of the shows because I had to go to work and stuff, and it sucked. Right after I finished interviewing Wheelchair Sports Camp, they were about to go on stage. I went on at 5. I had to go to work at 5 right when they went on. And I was like, God damn it. But I walked Circus over to the stage, and I was like, you watch this for me. You tell me how good it is. And then I got to see Plasma Canvas's full show.
Hell yeah.
And
Which
it
was a rad set.
Oh.
We talked about it a little bit last week.
Okay, so did you see when she stopped the show and she was like, "Hey," she talked to everybody about ice. Did you hear that?
I was there for that.
Okay.
But I missed the part where you went upstage. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so she right before she starts another song, she stops and she points me out. She goes, "Kevcat," and I was like, "Oh God!" And she was like, "Get on stage," and I was like, "Okay." So she threw me
Just like that.
Yeah, actually, 100%. I tend to panic and just agree with things. But she threw it at me. I walked back behind the guys looking terrified. I looked like a chihuahua that just got lost in a grocery shop. Get it?
Hate it when that happens.
I'm doing. This is my interpretation of
yard,
what
man.
you were doing.
Yes, okay. Anyway, so she walks me on stage and she's like, no matter what, you got to stay true to yourselves. And she's super dope speech, because Adrian's the best. And then she gets in the front of the stage and she goes, "This is the beginning of Lipstick Revolution." Points at me, and I forgot the words for 3 seconds because I was panicking so bad. So I was like, and she goes, "R," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I remember now." And it was so dope, and I got to scream along with Adrian. And then she told she made some risky statements, and they were told they were not welcome back at New West Fest. But
So they were actually told this.
yeah, I've heard
Because of the ice stuff? Or because of the police stuff?
Because they accidentally, like, Adrian tried to stay away from profanity while performing, but it just didn't happen.
I'm sorry. Like, I recognize that New West Fest is family friendly, but
Right.
when you have a punk band,
Right.
Yeah, it's
like,
gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. That's part of it. And like I was there for most of the set, and nothing was. I mean, I think I heard shit once, maybe fuck once,
Right.
if that. But I mean, that's far from the line of profane.
right.
Right.
It wasn't like beep 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 beep
But-
beep. You know.
Also, the part that
You
might
can,
nothing
say,
to-
you can say it. We're on a
Well,
live
I know,
stream.
but I don't want a clip out there of me going. "Beep, beep, beep, beep."
Yeah.
shit, motherfucker, goddamn. No.
We want a clip of that. If you're on Twitch right now, please clip that.
Clip that. That'd be awesome.
But the part that probably got them the most in trouble was when Adrian said, like, right before she started singing Sister Knife, the song against, like, the same white privileged straight dudes singing about the same thing in
Right.
punk.
Right.
She said, wow, I sure do feel, like, comfortable with all these insecure white men carrying around machine guns.
Right. I was there for
And
that.
Yeah. So I feel like that was what maybe made him be like, probably not going to invite you back next year. But the best part of the show...
That's upsetting.
The best part was at the end because the guy comes on and he's like, hey, let's hear it one more time for Plasma Canvas. Everyone lost their shit. They're like, fuck yeah, that's amazing. And like, let's hear it for New West Fest. And everyone's like, yeah. And then he goes, and let's hear it for the corporate sponsors. And I'm not making this up. Everyone goes, It was so fucking funny. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
That might have been why they weren't asked back.
Yeah.
I think I told the story about how at Pride, across from us, there was a woman who was holding a sign that said, like, screw corporate sponsors. Corporate sponsors have no place at Pride, right? Really awesome. And she would, like, whenever, like, a big major corporate sponsor came up, she would hold the sign and go, boo, boo, fuck, and she'd do this, except for IKEA.
Oh, yes, you told
Where
me
she was
this.
like, yeah, fucking IKEA, I love your shit. And I was like, that's amazing.
Fuck the corporatocracy unless I can get cheap furniture, in which case, yes.
Unless you feed me fucking meatballs while we're doing the thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to jump into our next bit, if you're cool with that.
Yes, I am cool with
Because
that.
I didn't prepare, so it's no longer Charles's Energy Drink Theater. What is it called? What do you want to call it? KevCat's Energy Drink
Oh my
Theater.
god, no! It's KevCatastrophe. KevCatastrophe. I can't remember.
Catastrophe.
KevCatastrophe.
Which
I can't
that's only
say
okay.
it.
That's only 2 Ks. It's not 3, so we're good.
Right.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
'Cause I was thinking like KevCat's Crafty Corner,
God.
Yee. Oh, that's an extra.
but with Ks.
Why would you try and make me racist?
I
Let's make racism.
I'm not.
welcome to Let's Make You Racist with your host KevCat.
Please don't.
Oh, that's
no,
awful.
I don't need that sound clip out there.
Hey, can we clip that, please?
Oh God.
Please,
No.
please, no. God,
Okay.
no. Okay.
So we need an introduction of what transpired on your trip over there.
Okay.
Okay, tell us
Over
what,
where?
Over to the store, because I didn't do it because I was running behind.
So I show up at the studio at the same time Charles does, and I'm like, "Hey, what are we doing for Charles's Energy Drink Theater?" And he was like, "We're not gonna do anything." I was like, "It's right there. The store's right there. I'm gonna go get something real quick." And he was like, "Run like the wind, child." So I ran and got on my moped. Almost got hit by a car 3 times going through the parking lot of
Same
King
car?
Supers. Same car? No, that would have been so funny. It's just like, fuck this bitch coming back, trying to hit me on my cherry red moped. And so I run into King Supers, and I forgot that I had my sunglasses on like the whole time I'm in there. So I'm checking out, and like this lady's like, I don't know what that look means.
Right.
So anyway, I grabbed the weirdest drinks that I didn't recognize, and I ran back here.
Right.
Nice.
So before you put them on the table, I want you to do a little explanation of what you've got for us today.
All right.
Do you got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Today we have blue pomegranate, 0-calorie sugar by the one and only X Science.
Okay.
Energy.
Science.
I think it's science.
Science
Yeah.
with a
No,
Z
it's
sound.
X Science.
X-Wyance.
X-Wyance.
Welcome to
Okay.
X-Wyance.
Okay. Hold on.
Science.
Hold
Okay,
on.
my bad, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
no. We need to talk about that title. Okay, XY is circled. That means XY has a point. Is this man drink? Is this meant
Is this
for?
a dude's drink?
It's mansplain the
Okay,
drink.
hang on. Where is like a... Okay, yeah, it's Science, and I'm an idiot. It has a great taste.
Oh, it literally says science
Yes.
pronounced. Great taste. Here's the list of things that you can find out from Science Energy
Yes,
Drink.
it says great taste, all natural flavors and colors, vitamin fortified.
I wanna like check.
Life87 in the chat says those are so delicious.
Are
and
they good?
I don't know if I believe them.
Okay.
These look
Also, welcome to the
disgusting. I'm
chat.
terrified.
If you're listening on the radio stream and you want to chat with us, go to noco.live or twitch.com/nocofm.
Or call it.
Or call in. We had a call in. Did you watch last week's show?
No.
I didn't get
We-
a chance.
we
You
had-
had a call in?
We had a call in.
You can
Yeah.
call. Okay, so you can call in at 970-666-6626. is our
Dad,
phone
call
number.
in.
That's 970-666-NOCO.
NOCO, as in NoCo FM. I had an interview today
I
and
thought
I
you
wore
were
this
about to
shirt.
rub your nipples.
It's totally on the screen. So, 666-NOCO.
Don't. I literally want to quit.
666 nipples. Call 1-800-970-666-nipples.
Carl Charles's nipples.
Charles's nipples.
I would like to be
Tell us
connected to
that-
Charles's
tell us-
nipples, please.
Hey, if you could send us a drawing of what you think Charles's nipples look like, that is what we are in.
Especially if you're listening on the radio stream because you have no frame of reference.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Okay. Also, I did get another flavor in this Science drink. And
So much science
do we
being
got?
learned today.
this one is Frostberry Blast.
Okay, so I'm
Wow.
gonna jump in here just
I want to see
slightly.
how much sugars. 0 sugars, 2 grams of carbs.
It says on here all natural flavors and colors. I want to judge that. Can I grab your glass,
yeah,
please?
absolutely. Okay.
We're going to check
Hang on, let me drink my water.
the all natural color that they have in here.
What? Okay. All right.
Also, Uglife87, what is your favorite flavor of science?
Yeah,
Tell us
for
more
real.
about this because
Is
I'm
it
not familiar at
Frostberry
all.
Or blue pomegranate. What does blue pomegranate look like?
I don't know, but you're gonna
Should
pour
we
it in the
mix
same.
them?
Yeah, we're gonna mix them.
Yes!
Oh, well, don't mix them first.
No,
Anarchy!
Anarchy, fucking
We'll
anarchy,
drink
bud.
it out of the can and then
No,
we'll.
we're not
Anarchy in the
Yeah.
UK. Oh,
Okay,
God.
Well, that's perfect.
It looks
Aw.
like death.
Did it mix?
That looks delicious.
Honestly, it looks very
it
lavendery.
looks magical.
It
actually.
fits. It fits the aesthetic of this room right
So,
now.
okay, so before we drink whatever the hell this is, I need to preface tonight's portion of this event with the following. Today I went to Torchy's Tacos.
Yes.
Oh, I love that place.
Which is phenomenal. However, every month they have a specialty taco, right? And it's usually some sort of fancy business. And
Hey, Chris.
yeah,
Did they have an energy drink taco?
no, they did not. But I promise you this is relevant.
Okay.
So August is apparently spicy month. So it was super spicy. And it was, well, 2 of the ingredients were fresh jalapenos and ghost pepper sauce.
So you're ready to fucking die.
Yes. You know what I had as a chaser after my tacos?
What did you have?
Like a pound of Pepto-Bismol.
That's so good.
I completely understand.
The last time KK and I went to Torchy's, we both got like their ass blaster tacos or whatever the fuck they call them.
Ass blaster
No,
tacos.
I
don't think that's what they call
I know
them.
exactly what we got. You got, didn't you get the God, it's like white trash or whatever?
Something brush fire.
brush
yeah, so
fire,
you get the
yes.
brush fire,
So
but
you
you
got the
can
brush fire
you
and
can
I
get
got
it.
the green chili.
You can
pork.
get they have they have a
Trailer
taco called the Trailer Park, but you can also order it trashy,
Yes.
which adds queso to whatever taco you're
Right.
getting.
That's what I thought.
So,
Life 87 says my fave is cherry lime. We don't have that one, but I'm a
these
big
are the
fan of
only
cherry
two
limeades.
flavors.
So
And these are the 0 calorie, 0 sugar version, which is gonna suck more than the regular
so
version.
it's zero science.
right.
It's zero
Okay.
goodness.
All right, let's get back to the story, the anecdote about how we're having a conversation, right? And KK and I were just talking about NoCo, we're talking about work, we're talking about how I just moved, and all the stuff. We're talking about life, right? And talking about butts,
Butt life.
Butt life.
Hashtag butt life. Let's get that trending. We're gonna get some weird fans off of that one.
So,
I'm ready.
So then we eat this brush fire, and there's like a family with like 4 little children sitting right behind us. And KK and I, after we eat this, are crying from because it was like I eat the brush fire all the time. Like
brush fire is good.
Yeah, it's my shit. But this one I'm like, fuck me. Oh my god. And there's we realize that there's a bunch of children behind us, and we're like, I'm sorry.
It literally went from us going like, shit, fuck, God.
So while we're on the subject of Torchy's anecdotes, I have to tell you the other really kind of fucked up thing that happened while I was there today.
Right.
Please.
A woman was sitting, because it was 100 degrees today, literally almost 100. There was a woman sitting outside eating with her children, and she left her baby in the car.
Are you fucking
I
kidding
thought
me?
this was going to be
I
a
wish
good
I was
time.
kidding.
This is not a good time.
For anybody,
It was
especially
not
the
a good
baby.
time. So we get in line, and the 2 women in front of us are talking about this, and we're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they explain that there's this baby just sitting in this minivan, windows fully up. I assume maybe the AC is on, but even if so, that's not really a justification, because it gets 0 to 100 in no time flat in a car. And so they called the cops on this woman.
Good.
Yeah, which
Good.
I was glad to see, but it was a little scary. I'm like, some people really shouldn't have children.
Yep. Let's get to something a little bit happier.
Yeah.
Can we try
Alright,
these drinks?
so-
I'm really thirsty. Okay.
Oh, blueberry palm is your second favorite. Okay, so we
gonna
have
do
one of
blue-
those.
we're gonna do blue.
But we have the blue palm in the 0 calorie, 0 sugar version.
So that's the one we are going to test first.
Okay, I want to smell.
Zero science.
Zero
Here we go.
science. All right. Smell and.
Oh man, okay, that smells like hairspray.
Okay, no, taste it too.
No,
you can't fucking
doing
taste.
smelling
How do you
We're
remember?
smelling first.
Yeah, but do you remember what this show is?
Well, hold on. That's how
no,
that's how
this is-
Charles's energy drink theater
Yeah,
goes.
this is Kev Cat
not,
catastrophe.
not Kev Cat's culture corner.
Oh, I literally want to quit right now.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm.
Are we tasting or just smelling?
We're just
well,
smelling
that's
first.
4Ks. If they're all
See,
Ks.
I'm looking out for you. It's 4Ks.
Don't try to protect
You're
yourself.
you're in 4K.
I hate you.
You're live in 4K, baby.
The
Okay.
show's actually produced in 1080p, so
Okay.
just in case there's
So
anybody who
thoughts
wants to
on
sue us
smell?
for not producing the right show.
So many Ks.
We just want
I just
we've
wanna
got
cry.
we've got 1.8K, so
Got so many Ks up the yin yang.
we almost have 2K because it's long ways. It's
I
weird.
feel like I'm witnessing you
For the video.
dissociating.
No, I'm just wanting to let everybody know the situation, the legal situation that we are not in 4K. This stream is not in 4K. And I just want to make sure that we aren't sued in the future, Christopher.
Get this man some science.
You good, bud?
No.
Hey, you want some science?
Yeah.
This segment
You
brought
know
to you by
yourself when you're
Science.
thirsty.
By Science, by Zero Cal Science.
All right, so I get first taste.
Do
Yeah,
it.
go ahead. You didn't say what you thought the scent was like, but it's.
No, you're not supposed to until after.
Should I say what it tastes like?
No, not yet.
No,
We
wait.
call it dead air, dead air, dead
Stop,
air.
stop,
There's
stop,
music in the
stop.
background. It's fine.
It's not fine.
It's totally fine.
Do you know what it tastes like? I'm gonna wait.
Dreams?
Tastes like hairspray.
It tastes like hairspray. It smells like hairspray. It
It
tastes
does
like
taste like what I assume hairspray tastes like.
no. Like if you could turn the scent of hairspray into a taste, That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
if-
get
Or
that.
just spray hairspray into your mouth like you do. You don't do that on a regular basis. You're like you've never been like
You
spraying
know that's
your
like
hair, getting your mohawk all nice and high, and then you're
Drug
like,
thing.
huh?
That's a drug thing. That's a drug thing.
Yeah, let's say, Charles, if you need to spray hairspray into your mouth, then you need cheaper drugs, my friend.
I'm going for number 2. So
Smell it.
I'm going for number 2.
Smell
so
it.
Oh, that has an awful aftertaste.
It's the worst, right? I really don't like. So I think if we got the non-zero calorie version, it might be better.
It might be, but
0
probably not.
I hate the tangy. I hate the tanginess of like fake sugar and shit.
Yeah, it's
don't
gross.
drink that yet.
I'm excited for this.
In fact, don't drink it ever.
Did you taste it?
Yes, I forgot what we were doing.
You are terrible at your own show.
It's catastrophe. It's Kev-catastrophe.
Kev Cat's Culture Corner.
No, I like Kev-catastrophe.
Taylor says, welcome to Charles's Huffing Corner. That's the next evolution of this
The
segment.
funniest part is I don't think you like realized it was a drug thing while you were saying it.
So, okay.
That's the beauty of live broadcasting.
so I mean, the show needs to like one up itself, every time we do it.
Oh, God, that's worse.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh.
So the show is going to eventually get to the point where we're all sitting around the table, like doing a bunch of meth for Energy Drink Corner.
No, it absolutely will not. Hi, Dad. No, it will not end up being just a meth corner.
No.
It's okay. We'll booty bump.
Yeah, we'll just.
I
just a quick
literally
little booty
want to
bump.
leave. Mom, can you come pick me up? I'm scared. They're threatening to do drugs. I'm gonna call my dad.
We're threatening to do drugs eventually. It's not good.
I'm gonna drink this whole thing in one go.
No, don't you dare. We need to do it all
Okay, we
together.
have to figure out what we didn't say about this one. Okay, so to me, it
It's
tastes like.
Death.
So do you know what it tastes like to me? So the first sip, like when it first hits your tongue, you're like, oh yes, blueberry, intense flavor, amazing, and then immediately shits on your tongue, like gives you a taste of like wonderful berries, and then just takes it away, and it's horrible.
I would agree, except that the part with the wonderful berries didn't happen.
It happened for me.
It's so the frostberry.
Frostberry.
The fuck is a frostberry?
It's a frostberry blast.
It's Frankenberry's, like, lame cousin.
like,
lame
okay.
cousin.
what is with like places doing like blue raspberries aren't blue, right?
They are not.
Blue raspberries, right?
I don't know if you're
I
gene
think
splicing,
it's like
maybe.
blueberries and raspberries.
right, but then also like
So for those of you watching and or listening, give us a call in and let us know what the hell blue raspberries are.
but
if you
also
know.
like
Go ahead and
but
call
like
in.
glacier cherry for fucking Gatorade.
I love glacier cherry. I'm sorry. It's
But
great.
it's not a thing. You can't
totally a
find cherries in a glacier.
You're not my dad.
You're not my dad.
I'm
He's your
literally in
glacier
a
dad.
tank and you're
I'm
not.
I'm your glacier daddy.
Are you my gladdy? Does
No.
that make you my gladdy?
I'm your gladdy.
My gladdy. Wait. Is that what you call that actor who played the gladiator? Because he's a daddy. He's a gladdy.
So
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
third one tastes. That third
Even
one,
though his family was murdered, but other than that, yeah.
Hey, gladdies can not have daddies.
I hate this. The third one tastes better.
Oh wait, you've already tried it. God damn it.
Yes. Moving things on.
So
So
in the
it
chat,
smells
Derek is
like-
saying blame the '90s for blue raspberry everything. Yes, that's definitely the point when the tide turned. Hashtag glacial daddy.
Hashtag glacial
Thank you,
daddy.
Taylor.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's better.
One of us.
Better-
One of us.
Better is not difficult at this point, but
It's peer pressure.
Yo, this is.
oh, that's not better. It's not.
It's honestly so much worse, and I literally want to die. This is a story all about how my.
Okay. All right. Take a deep breath. We're getting a little ADD here on the show. All
I
of
have
us
had
are.
a hectic day.
We are all there. I completely agree. So we're gonna move on to our next thing. So this science 0 is
I don't like it.
Let's do a rating.
Whoa, hold on. We just got a very analytical definition. A commonly repeated justification is that there are actually blue raspberries in real life. They're better known as white bark raspberries and can ripen into a deep bluish purple. Thank you, Hugh Drop, and welcome to the stream, by the way.
Awesome. Yeah, welcome. Also,
I don't know if that was copied and pasted from Wikipedia or if you knew that off the top of your head, but I really appreciate that.
What was her name?
That's good.
Hugh Drop.
Hugh Drop. Thank you so much. I like that information. However,
A hue of blue raspberry.
do you think that when they created the blue juice, do you think that they were actually thinking about the white bark raspberry?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's like after the fact, people are like, but yes, they do come. They do come blue.
Yes,
but
excuse me. I believe they are.
I think somebody went. This blue juice tastes kind of sour. Let's say it's raspberry sugar water.
Blue juice from the blue balls.
Blue ball. It's the blue juice.
Blue ball juice.
I got a big old.
Hugh Drop did get that from Wikipedia. Well, I appreciate the
yeah.
copy and paste for sure because I was too lazy to do that.
I really would like a glass of blue juice. Can I get a glass of blue juice?
Derek says, I think we were supposed to get an evil Kool-Aid man and they never committed. Yeah, why didn't he ever have like a villain to fight?
Do you know who the villain was? Diabetes.
I was going to say capitalism.
That too.
That too.
You know, the Kool-Aid Man was a communist.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's deep red, so I mean,
Wow.
it makes a lot of
My
sense.
blood.
Kool-Aid
runs
man,
red.
red state.
Did you just cheers the camera to swallow the rest of that monstrosity, you alien?
I'm a monster.
Wait, okay,
No,
so
you're
here's a
a
question. Here's a question from Taylor. What sound would an evil Kool-Aid man make coming through a wall?
Oh no.
No, okay. Can I do the sound really quick?
Please.
Can I do the sound? Everybody, turn your mics up. I promise you, it'll be worth it.
That was the last we ever saw of Kevcat.
That's the evil Kool-Aid Man. It's the antithesis of what the Kool-Aid Man is. It's
Every
just
part of that
it's just
made
a
me wanna
very
cut my ears
skinny man with a mustache. She's like whispering, or I don't really want to go there too much. But did you see that skit? I can't remember who did it. I think it's Boys in the Hall. I think did it.
Kids in the Hall?
Kids in the Hall did it. It was the grapey in the mouth video where it's pretty much the
If it was Kids in the Hall, I'm sure I did, but that's not ringing a bell.
So they pretty much do a Kool-Aid Man ripoff, and the whole premise is the Kool-Aid Man ripoff is this guy in a grape suit, and he's chasing children around. He's like, "I'm gonna grape ya," and then like people who were like watching the video are like, "Did you hear what he just said? Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, he's gonna take some grapes.
I said grape.
He's gonna get some grapes and put them in their mouths." That's the whole point. And they're like, no. That's not what he said.
This is like a conversation with my brother. Like, oh no.
Yeah. But anyways, so
The comment in the comment thread in the chat is yikes.
Yikes.
yeah, YIKES with spaces in between.
Problematic.
So anyways,
Okay, Derek wants to know who would win, and if chat with us, people. Who would win in a fight, Kool-Aid Man or the Squeeze It characters?
Excuse
who's
me?
the Squeeze It character?
So Squeeze It was another Kool-Aid-like substance, but it was like in a
Oh my God, was it
squeezable
yep, I know.
tube bottle. It was like a
the
shitty
ones
plastic
that cut
bottle.
your
but what
fucking
was
mouth?
the characters from Squeeze It?
I don't remember. I'm gonna look it
Google
up.
time.
I'm googling it.
Okay, I would say probably Kool-Aid Man, just for popularity's sake.
Okay, so
Just for wall busting ability.
Yeah, he can get in anywhere. Well, man, I can get anywhere.
So Squeeze It flavor characters included Chucklin' Cherry,
I hate
What does that
that.
even mean?
Berry
Can I
Be
see-
Wild,
Are there
Berry Be
pictures?
Wild.
which so far is my favorite, Grumpy Grape, which was later changed to Gallopin' Grape, Silly Billy Strawberry, Rockin' Red Puncher, Mean Green Puncher, Smarty Arty Orange, and Troppy Tropical Punch.
Oh, they
Okay,
automatically
so-
win because that is like 7-on-1.
No. You gotta
Oh
go
my God!
one by one.
They
I
did
have
our
an
energy
idea.
drink corner. For a limited time, there were mystery flavors in black bottles where the drinker had to guess the flavor.
Where
I
they were
fucking
all mixed
hate
together.
that. Okay, so quick question. Before I make my decision on who would win this fight, can you real quick just bring up their fighting stats?
Wikipedia does not have that information.
This is bullshit.
When they were creating
So one of the flavors was blue raspberry.
when
When
they were creating those characters, they did plan that out, right? So they did min-max all those characters.
Right.
So like over the course of the 7 in that party, there's going to be somebody who's good at like one thing. So like all together is going to be like a Voltron. They become the Voltron of drinkable drinks.
So you're telling me that the only way they can win is if they absolutely
combine to
just
one
fucking
powerful
jump
flavor?
the shit out of fucking. No, I want like a gang style
a gang grape?
Oh,
Yikes.
Yikes.
Grape.
Yikes.
Grape.
Yikes. Yikes.
Okay, we were moving past that one.
Hugh Drop makes a good point, though. He says, but Kool-Aid Man can break bricks. He's got that big boy strength.
He's got
Yes,
big boy
but-
springs, but you
Okay,
can't
wait,
take them
hold
all
on.
at the same time.
Hold on. Can you show me a picture of the squeezable things?
I'll see if I can find one.
Okay, because I'm going to say, I don't know about you guys, but the pouches for Kool-Aid, not that durable. Now, or Kool-Aid Man. Oh, I totally got my arguments mixed up.
That's
So-
okay. We're live. It's cool.
So
Yeah, it's totally
okay,
fine.
I wanna say
Oh, wait, here we go.
okay,
let me
so
see these
we need to explain.
All right.
They're a bunch of fucking nerds. No. Kool-Aid Man wins.
Kool-Aid Man all the way.
Kool-Aid Man
No,
wins
wait.
100%.
Mean Green Puncher and Rockin' Red Puncher
That's two
have
of
a
them.
shot.
That's 2 of them. No, not even close.
No, you know
I
what
think
they'd
Grumpy Grape
probably
looks like a
do?
badass, but that's me.
There is an interview.
He's not fucking
that I
around.
watched recently. I can't remember who it is, but
Yo,
it was
Grape is not fucking around.
it was a famous MMA. It was a famous MMA fighter who says that no matter if you are the best fighter in your league, like especially when it's like the lower rank, like the lower weight limits of the game, you can go to a bar, and if somebody weighs 50 pounds more than you, they're gonna beat your ass down, right? And that's just like
Theoretically, yeah.
right. So like
Theoretically.
Most likely.
like a bartender or like a bouncer is going to beat your ass. So like you have to be the big boy, and the big boy in this situation is the Kool-Aid Man. He would knock.
He would whip some ass.
He would knock those nerds to the ground. Fuck it, the fucking nerds.
Okay, but
Derek's arguing, though, that the Squeeze-It characters are already trained to fight, and they also had twist-off tops, so they could tip the Kool-Aid over.
Okay,
So did
Are
Kool-Aid.
you telling me that
He didn't have a twist-off top.
Also,
Yeah,
can
he
we
did.
talk about the size difference? Can we talk about the size difference between
Sure.
the Kool-Aid Man and the things? Because when I imagine these things, they don't have stat sheets. I don't know how tall these motherfuckers are. Unless you're trying to tell me that each of them are 8 feet tall. They got nothing on the size of the Kool-Aid Man. That motherfucker is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they do have numbers.
They,
They can pull a Toy Story on his
yeah,
ass.
that's true. Oh my god,
And
they could just
overwhelm
like
him with-
Home Alone it, like with
Yeah.
a bunch of trash
They've got an-
distractions. They got
they-
they got a
there's-
honeypot thing set up.
One of them's the sexy Squeeze-It
Yes.
who kind of like lures him into the corner. He's like,
And it's like,
The
hey,
Jessica
you
Rabbit
can add
Squeeze-It.
a pound of sugar to me to make me taste good.
Oh!
yikes.
I'm naturally tasty.
Yikes. So that was
Hugh Drop says, we don't know if the liquid in the Kool-Aid is what keeps him alive, and just because you can tip him over doesn't mean he's down for the count.
and doesn't mean that
What if
he-
it just overpowers? If it's pissed and he's like, "No, you've made me
There-
angry," and he's just a glass monster now. It's unstoppable.
in the official
possible.
canon of the Kool-Aid Man, has he ever tipped over and had the stuff pour out? Because
Is there a Kool-Aid Man canon?
yes, there is. There's,
Is there
It
AO3
splashes out a
fanfic for
lot.
Kool-Aid Man?
yes.
Hang on, let me just Google this real quick.
No, we're moving on from this conversation, guys, because we
We're 40 minutes into the show. We've been talking about fucking Kool-Aid Man.
yeah.
love it. I love it.
So I want to ask each of you guys, what do you guys want to talk about this week? Chris, do you have anything specific you want to talk about this week?
I had something come up today that I thought was interesting. So I was talking with a friend today who works at a jail.
Right.
And she had mentioned that there are numerous ways that the inmates try to defeat the validity of drug tests. Okay. And apparently one major method is to use this device called a Whizzinator.
Yes.
Have you heard of the
dick.
Wizinator? Yeah, it's a fake dick, but it's not just a fake dick, because just a fake dick would be like a dildo or something.
Right.
But the Wizinator is the fake dick along with a like bag that contains synthetic urine, as well as a heating pad and a control to be able to release the liquid at a time that you specify.
Right.
I, first of all, had no idea this was a thing.
Really?
No idea.
I did.
Yeah.
Zero. Number two, I decided to go on the Wizinator website today,
Oh my God.
which I'll give them a free plug. It's like thewizinatorxxx.com.
Perfect.
Something like that.
It's like a sex toy, right?
Okay, so it is marketed as a sex toy, and this is what I wanted your guys' opinions on. It says all over the site, do not use this to try to defeat a legally administered drug test.
Right.
But I have to imagine that is what the majority of people are buying it
Oh,
for.
100%. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're kind of skirting whatever the law regarding fake dicks is by trying to market it as a sex toy.
Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between a nicotine water pipe and a bong? Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. It's all in the phrasing.
Right.
If you can't phrase it correctly, you won't be able to sell it. So that's how they're able to sell like smoke stuff in like stores in South Dakota and stuff like that, where it's totally not legal to have weed. Phrasing.
Nicotine.
It's
a
a
nicotine
nicotine
pipe.
water pipe.
It's a peace pipe.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like
We
I mean,
smoke 'em peace pipe.
It's the same shit. Like if we think about it, like more digitally, like BitTorrents and just torrenting in general. Like
Right.
it's legal to torrent things. Yeah,
Right.
fucking
but
right.
also,
I'm going to torrent from the Library of Congress.
Yeah.
absolutely. But also, it is a sex toy, and it's like a pretty popular sex toy. And the way that it is because some people are into water sports and urine play and stuff like that, but they're not into actual urine.
Yeah.
So
and I mean, like
if
it's
you want something more sanitary,
right.
Right, and that's how it was marketed on the website, was to basically say, if you like, the idea of peeing on someone or being peed on by someone, but you don't trust their actual urine, this is the thing for you.
Right, and it's also
Yeah.
used for like cam people who
Yeah.
who do that kind of stuff on sites that allow it.
Sure.
Right? But it also people use the Wizinator for other kind of liquids as well. So they use it for cum play a lot
and
too.
there are dildos that are made specifically to like shoot cum out of.
Now,
Yeah.
see, that I knew about, and that like made a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the like pre-packaged like heating pad and stuff just struck me as bizarre, that the only way they could get away with selling them is by marketing them as sex toys.
Right.
Right.
But hey,
Yeah.
that's
I have no, by the way, for the record, I have zero problem with this.
Right.
It's just something I had never been exposed to.
Right.
Also, if they use synthetic pee, they're gonna know. Like, they
Right.
know how to test for synthetic pee. So, like, I mean, you can get pretty creative with it. Like, if you replace the synthetic pee that it comes with someone who is not drug positive, their pee.
I mean, supposedly this stuff is made by like PhD chemists or something.
fucking
And
dope.
PhD.
ah,
A PhD.
I got a
wanna
PhD
die.
in pee.
P.
Have you heard?
in
Okay,
high
sorry.
definition.
Have you heard of the fucking musical called
4K.
Urinetown?
I have heard of Urinetown, yes.
Isn't that the best? Like a whole musical dedicated to peeing. I love that.
Have you ever seen it?
I have not. I've heard the music, but I want to like watch it.
So like the whole premise of the show, it's very poignant. It's about like this dystopian future where
Yeah.
you have to like you can't pee anywhere without being having money, right? So you have to pay to pee, right? And people
It's
who
a
are
privilege
poor,
to
yeah, exactly. It's privileged to pee. So like there's a lot of poor people who are rising up to say,
Is that where the
"Hey,
term peer-to-peer came from?
pee to peer, peer to peer,
Peer-to-peer?
peer to peer."
I love that.
Yeah, so
Wah,
it's
wah,
great.
wah.
It's a great show. Thank you for your P Sports talk, Chris.
Yeah, I-
thoroughly, honestly, like joking aside, it was great.
I was telling her, I was like, I'm bringing this up on the show tonight
Yes.
because this just blew my mind.
That's fucking dope. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So what do you guys got?
what do you got?
I mean, I just kind of want to talk about because I don't know, I had to give up my full-time job at the sex shop to have a different full-time job at a different store, and then have all these other jobs. So I don't get to be like as into like sex education stuff as I used to be, and I miss it a lot. But and like the community and stuff. But
Yeah.
I was at my other job the other day, and like this couple came up, and it's like an older dude wearing a shirt that said handler, and then he's holding a leash, and he's got this dude on a collar, like on the leash and collar, walking into the shoe store that was next to me. And I was like, this is the best thing I've seen all week. And I like got so excited. I was like, fuck yeah, my people. So
Right.
I got to talk to them, and it was really dope.
My only problem is I have a problem. Like for me, I don't have a problem with that, but I have a problem with people involving other people in their kinks
Well,
in public, and because it's not consentful for everybody who's involved, and when you're involving people who are just on the side of the road, that's just where I go. I get a little frustrated with it, but I get
he
it.
wasn't on all fours. And I don't think the leash was actually being used. I just remember him wearing the collar.
Right.
But
Okay.
they were just walking in. I could tell. So I was like, okay, cool. Something I can connect with people on.
Right.
Okay, so I don't disagree with you,
Right.
but and I don't know, I don't mean this as a counterpoint, but that makes me think of the the like often contested like law where it's like where female toplessness is illegal, and then it was legal, and then it was challenged and it was illegal again. Like, do you equate that the same way?
No, so that's completely different because the human anatomy is not inherently sexual.
Right.
I mean, like,
And some of these.
However, a
some of
large
these-
portion of the population, for whatever misguided reason, do consider female breasts to be inherently sexual.
That's true.
That's interesting point, right? So there is something there that I would say in my view of like not forcing people to do that. Interesting. That's something that I will have to think about
And the
because I
thing
haven't
is-
thought about that before.
And the one thing I would say to help that point is that sometimes these acts are not inherently sexual either. They're just a way that people like to live their lives. Like
Right.
some people
Sure.
pull themselves into the sub and dom life,
Right.
and that's just how they live.
Or I mean, honestly, even for like fashion reasons or just for preference
wearing
reasons,
a
you're
fucking
wearing a
collar
collar
right
right
now.
now. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so maybe the question is more like, are they like, is it the context of which they are like showing off their bodies?
Right.
Is their intent?
Well, I
To
guess
be
that's
sexual?
I guess that's the question: is what matters more? Is it the intent or the way people receive it?
Oh,
I
that
would
is
say,
a
okay.
that is a conversation.
That is, and what I would say, my argument on it, and I will call to the evidence that I reblogged the other day. There's a video of this old woman. I believe it's set in a pride somewhere, but it's a bunch of these puppies, and they're like in the full leather suits with the leather masks
saw
and
that one.
stuff. And the woman like comes up
petting
and she's
'em.
like playing with them and petting with them, and it's
Telling 'em
so
to sit.
pure.
Yeah.
It is so pure and wonderful, and you could tell everyone in the situation is having a good time, and like all of it just came out of a place of like genuine love and interest. Now, I've also seen videos, like there's another video where this man has two women on a leash and he's walking them down the yard, and then he like gets her to sit on her knees and he puts his fingers in her mouth. Those are kind of the same thing that are completely different in my opinion.
Right.
Because that one was inherently like 100% being sexual. There was like play and demand, and he was like forcing her around and stuff. And it was very clear that they were going to go more sexual with it. The other one was just pure, genuine joy and excitement.
Right, and then also in that one that you're talking about, where it was very much more positive, it seemed to be in a. I'm so sorry. It's the science. The science is making me.
Damn
poopy.
science!
But
Science has not cured the
the common
Right.
belch.
right.
Oh God, it's coming again. I'm sorry. But
Mute his mic, mute his
it
mic.
seemed to be at like a pride event where
Right.
like
Fair point.
It's much more accepted. It's much more. It's
Yeah.
more consent with everybody. I think here's kind of where I'm at. There is it's
This
on
is
a-
all a slippery slope.
Right. It's
Very
on a,
much so.
it's truly on a case by case basis, right? Obviously,
Right.
if it is bothering somebody, having a conversation, their feelings are 100% valid.
100%.
Like I use dude and guy and bro as a gender neutral saying.
Ditto.
However, there are a lot of people who get offended by that. So, like in those contexts, in those situations, yes, their feelings are valid. So it all depends on the context of the situation. It all depends.
Mm-hmm.
Science zero is garbage. I just had to say that again because I keep like burping, and it's horrible.
It's a
0% science, 100% garbage.
So yeah, that's interesting. Interesting conversations, folks. So talking about mine is somewhat in a similar boat. I've been playing a game lately at conventions, at Comic Cons, at Pod Cons.
Okay.
At Monster Day in Greeley.
Yes.
What is Monster Day?
It's
ever?
a day every year where everybody dresses up like monsters. So there's a game that I play.
Huh. Right on.
And I've done this with Chris. Chris was involved with the game at one point. I think it was at Denver Comic Con when we went out there. It's called is this a cosplay or is this a furry?
Yes.
Yes, I remember
Yes.
this. You were telling me about it.
So now the next one that I've added onto that, is it a cosplay or is it a juggalo? And that's what we were playing in Greeley.
I feel like that'd be a little bit more cut and dried depending on your environment.
Right.
You would think so. However, there were multiple situations where
I mean, if you see the guy with the axe, it's juggalo.
right, but in all those situations, we didn't see that, and
Okay.
it still felt very juggalo-y, especially in Greeley, where you go to like multiple shops down in Greeley have signs that say "We sell Fago" out into the public.
I love that.
I want to ask you guys because I was thinking
Is
about
it the
this.
Homestuck or is it a juggalo?
Is playing cosplay or furry and playing cosplay or juggalo, is that problematic?
I would say it's only problematic if you try to
You tried to come down on someone for that choice.
If you recorded it and you posted it and you were like openly making fun of this person and you never told them, not necessarily making fun of them, but it would seem like that if you didn't tell them.
Right.
And then you just posted it, yeah, that would be problematic. But if you're just playing this game and you're not just with like the few people around you and you talk to the person after you play this game, I see no problem with it.
Right. So
Yeah, I think if it's something in private with like you and your friends where you're just like chatting about it, yes. But as soon as you make that public,
Right.
you're taking away that person's right to like be whatever they are on their own terms.
right. So like
I
on
also
the
don't like talking about people like behind their backs.
so like this is kind of where I'm at because I felt
And
a
Derek,
little,
you're right. It is shitting on something that someone enjoys.
exactly, and that's kind of where I'm at currently because like I was like, haha, this is great, but then I was like thinking about it. I'm like, am in this situation because I'm not making fun of that individual or what they like or anything like that, but they are kind of the butt of a joke.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
Even though the joke itself is asking a simple question like, are they actually a character or are they a furry? That in itself is not problematic. However, making having
It
somebody
kind of
be
does
the butt
because
of a joke?
it almost does because it implies that one of the two is lesser than the other.
only if you would do that. So that was my argument. Because me personally, I have a deep respect for furries who are not like creepos or whatever, and I have a deep respect for cosplayers. I think both are incredible and incredibly talented. So if I'm trying to decide if you're one or the other, it's not like you are a joke to me or you are talented. It's like you are this kind of talented or you're this kind of talented. Even if what you're playing off of is the fact that furries have been the butt of the joke the whole time. So yeah, I
which is
understand.
usually what the case is.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. So when you say that, people will maybe assume that you're being negative with it, but as long as you're staying positive with it and you ask the person like, hey, that's a dope ass cosplay, what is it? And you just talk to them about it, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah.
As long as there's respect there, regardless of what it turns out to be,
Sure.
you should be fine.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
This music's getting really slow.
It's getting
That's
like
fun. I feel it. Yeah.
Taylor says D&D just makes us furries. Change my mind.
D&D makes okay. So
Okay, actually, that leads me
I'm
to
a scaly. I try to fuck dragons.
Yep. That's where I was literally about to go there.
that leads me to another question that I had in a conversation today. At what point?
Don't take that up.
Educate me because I don't know nearly as much about
Get in
this
here.
as I should. Oh, I like this. What defines a furry?
A person defining themselves.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay,
But
so
in
basically-
the non-woke parlance, what would be the general definition of a furry? What are the characteristics, the generally accepted characteristics?
Someone who enjoys the personification of animal-like creatures, usually in a more pure way, like it's just because it's a cute creature that they enjoy and can identify with. Usually people have personas where they're just like characters based off of themselves. And it's basically kind of in the same way of Homestuck people who dress up for it. They do it so that they can like be this character that is different than who they are. That's why I cosplayed. So,
Okay,
yeah,
that makes total sense to me. I'm on board. The follow-up question to that is there anything inherently sexual about furryism?
No. Inherently, no. Is there a large subculture of people who do sexualize these characters? Yes. And of course, the most problematic gets the most attention. Yeah, so they got a really bad rap really fast because there were people who were drawing, squirrel girls having sex and stuff, and it was just really problematic.
Right. Or the other big popular one is the bronies.
Oh, this one's too close to home for me, boys. I don't.
We won't talk about it, but like
Hashtag Charles is thirsty, according to Clive 87.
Because
you just drank that whole fucking thing.
Charles, I actually kind of want to want some of it too. And second of all, rest and rip, my brother.
He actually just drank all that so he can fill his bag with synthetic pee later.
Yeah.
Wait, why would he wait? He drank all that so he could fill his bag with synthetic pee. So his pee is synthetic pee.
I'm a hider.
Well, what he just
You're an
drank is
alien.
synthetic. Ergo,
Fair point.
the
Hi.
resulting pee is
Welcome
also
to the
synthetic.
Science Roast
All right,
Show, where we
all
just
right.
fucking tear into this energy
Did
drink.
you, Chris? I'm going to challenge you on that. Do you
Go for
remember what the third item on the list was? It was all natural. It is not synthetic. It is all natural flavors and colors. So, I'm going to be up all night.
Hashtag it's really synthetic.
Yeah. So that was kind of my thing there. So what I wanted to talk about. What do we got going on at NoCo? What's going on right now?
What is going on?
Talk and Roll's back this weekend.
Talk and Roll is back this weekend, which is exciting. Boys Built Better returns next weekend
Hell yeah.
with a new season. What else? We're working on our upcoming EDM show, which we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
So that's coming down the pike.
Wilberland.
Wilberland is in production. Charles has a new podcast that he's working on that's almost ready to start recording episodes. I think we're about ready there. We've been like testing a few different ideas, and I think we finally got one. But we're also I'm gonna do a music show finally.
Hell yeah!
So I think the idea is called Charles's Music Therapy or something along those lines. It's just gonna be just like
Brought to you by Charles's Energy Drink Corner.
yes.
Oh, and also before I forget, our flagship music show, Corbin versus the World, celebrates its 50th episode
Holy
Hell
shit!
yeah.
this Friday. So we've officially been doing that show for a year now, and Corbin and I are cooking up some stuff for that show. So tune in for that on Friday.
I also wanted to talk about one thing.
Charles,
about,
hold on. A comment in the chat here. Charles just collects Wizinator royalties. #canon. Sorry, continue,
that's
Charles.
our canon. So I really want to talk about something that I saw today, and this is kind of weirding me out. So we switched Talk and Roll over to a new category, and we got an email this morning about
Yes.
our place in that category.
So yeah, Apple Podcast changed a lot of the way their podcast categories are structured. So the ratings are all over the damn place.
Right. So now we've moved over to comedy fiction just because it fits a little bit more with what we're doing with the podcast itself.
Mm-hmm.
Currently in comedy fiction, we are number 20.
Jesus.
What?
which is incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I saw that this morning, and I was like, do I text Charles right now, or do I
Right.
let him find out on his
So,
own?
Yeah, I found it out, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I mean, like, this will change once people start switching to the new categories and everything like that. And we'll drop down. But 20th, what the fuck is going on?
That's fucking dope.
Hell yeah.
I'm so proud of
5
you.
guys, we got some good shit.
Fuck yes.
We do have some good stuff, and I feel like we're just kind of like on the precipice. Like everything we've been doing for the last year plus is starting to, starting to find people and find its audience, and we're like being able to interview cool people. Like, and if you haven't checked out KevCat's interview with Wheelchair Sports Camp,
Or any of the interviews that we did
amazing.
at UMS.
yeah, or the interviews we did on UMS, most of those are on our YouTube channel. We still got a couple to put up, but they're also, of course, available as podcasts as well, as is this show. So there's lots and lots of stuff to check out, and it's
good.
really
It feels
cool to be
good.
a part of. It feels really good.
And like things are settling down. We all got a little hectic there, and things are starting to settle down again, which is really, really nice. And we want to thank you guys. We always want to thank you guys for being there for us. We appreciate you. We love you. We love what you're doing. We want to praise you because this wouldn't happen without you. So please make sure to donate to us on our Patreon. No, all joking aside,
Buy my merch.
We buy as the great Jake Paul says, or
Oh,
Logan
no.
Paul.
Buy my merch.
Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
God, I hate those fucking guys. Sorry.
So I think it's
Don't
Logan.
be.
hate them.
You're
Hate them.
terrible.
Hate them.
Sorry, go on, Charles. I'm
So starting a YouTube beef. Jake Paul, go fuck yourself. Sorry.
Are you gonna fight Jake Paul in the
I'll
ring?
fight Jake Paul. I'll punch a bee. I don't give a fuck.
You know what? Here's
I'd love to run him over with a car.
so
Me.
their
shouldn't threaten bodily.
Someone else's car, though.
Their pay-per-view fight was the most viewed pay-per-view fight ever.
Jesus.
Ever. Do you know how much they made?
God
$40
has abandoned
million each for like 10 fucking minutes of work.
That's just
incredible.
makes me want to die.
That is okay.
It's
yes,
incredible and on one level, and on another level, it makes my blood sizzle inside of my body.
I dislike them a lot. And even like after, Shane Dawson made me like, oh, look at Jake
For,
Paul.
like, 5
Jakey
seconds,
Poo.
yeah.
And I was like, I felt for him for like a split
Oh,
second.
come on. Shane Dawson can get fucked, too.
What did he do?
Fuck all these guys.
What did he do?
Oh, he's doing those weird conspiracy theory documentaries.
He's
and
always
like,
done
good.
those.
He's
I
always
know,
He's
but
always
like
done
he's
those,
he's
and it's always
elevating
from
all
a
of this
place of
stupid
love.
bullshit. Like I don't care when you're like spreading things that you know in your soul are not true. You are not helping anyone.
Okay, my argument to that is everybody likes to have fun, and he always says in his videos, this is not like, this is the proof that I have, this is the shit that I did, but this is not real. These are just theories, and he says that every goddamn time.
Right.
And
It
half the
doesn't
time-
matter.
Half the time with his theoris, he does say, this is not true, or this
I
was proven
recognize
fake.
that.
We are going to talk about this next week.
Yes.
Oh, we have to leave.
on NoCo Live. We will talk more about Shane Dawson.
I also do want to say, like, I'm not 100% cool with everything Shane Dawson has done, but
Right,
I will
that's
defend
same
his
with-
like
I mean,
projects of love and shit like that.
Look at any person, any performer, any personality. They're going to have, liver spots on their body of work.
Right.
That's just
Sure.
that's just how we are as people. Because none of us are perfect. Literally nobody is perfect, and everybody is going to have said something that they regret that's going to bite them in the ass. Everybody. There's not a person who is immune to that shit. So welcome
And we do it here live every Monday night.
Yeah.
welcome.
We
to,
constantly sticking our foots up our asses. It's my favorite place to be.
Do you guys have like a specific moment in mind for yourselves that you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, probably when I said the thing, the thing about the drink things earlier. I hope nobody caught it. But
I
was
mean,
like,
there are a couple
the
of things.
Creepers coming.
There are
I
a
was
couple
like,
of things on this show where I was like, "Ooh, I probably shouldn't have said that."
Right. So, yeah, I mean, like that's just. Well, okay, that'll be my thing. That'll be my thing next
Derek
week.
has a new tagline for us. I regret saying that. NoCo FM.
That's true. And with our regret, we want to regretfully say that we're gonna jump out of the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're here every single week, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, and we do the show every Monday on NoCo FM, rain or shine.
Unless
Rain or
we're
shine,
sick
there
and
is-
tired and sad.
And well, either way, every Monday there will be somebody sitting here doing the show.
Right.
Trying our best.
For better or worse.
Right.
The one
for
show
richer
that
or
neither of you show up to, and I'm just like hastily trying to figure out how the fuck to do this.
You're just gonna be like Garth, be like, I'm having a great time. Not.
It's literally just me like bad lip syncing to like Beyonce songs for an hour, just like apologizing through tears running down my face.
Have you ever watched Wayne's World?
No, I mean I did when I was younger, but I barely remember it.
I think a future episode is going to be Kev Cat watching Wayne's World for 2.5 hours.
I'm fucking ready.
I'm okay with this. I like it.
No, that movie's not 2.5 hours. It's an hour.
It's like an hour and a half, yeah.
Circus
Okay.
wants to get me to watch all the Cheech and Chong videos. Anyway, you can check out NoCo Gadio
When?
every Friday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on NoCo FM or Saturday morning wherever you get your podcasts. I have lots of gay bangers. I talk about stuff that's happened sometimes. And you know, it's a good time. I've found a lot of really great artists, and please send me some. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at KevCatIsLost. And yeah, now I'm a sweaty boy. It's hot in here.
Yeah.
So you can find Talk and Roll on your podcast app of choice, but we air it Saturday nights. Saturday nights, all right for fighting when it comes to Talk and Roll. And that's
Are we ever gonna do that?
yeah, I'm going to talk to you about that here in a
Okay,
second.
We'll get
there.
So because I'll also mention that we re-air episodes on Tuesday. So if you miss it there, you can listen to it Tuesday night on NoCo FM, or you can listen to it wherever you get your podcast. It comes out the day after. Right? It comes out Sunday morning. So Sunday. Have you ever watched Homestar Runner?
Yeah.
It's like Sunday. I love it. I was trying to explain to somebody Teen Girl Squad the other day, and I was like,
How'd that go?
well, I was just like, it's literally
That
like
context is hard.
the context of like, hey, there's a character named Strong Bad, and it's him writing a comic book
I
about
love
girls, like teen girls, and he's never met a teen girl, and trying to explain like that whole like. It's a lot, but it's so good. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody. Also with Talk and Roll, starting soon, probably with the next arc, we are going to release videos on YouTube as well, including fun behind the scenes stuff. We're going to be showing playing some video games. I think we're going to call it Saturday Nights All Right for Fighting, I think is what we're going to call it. It may also be a stream on NoCo FM.
We're figuring it out.
We're figuring it out. There's so many things. But we're also going to be airing some journalistic stuff and some interviews and a lot of other cool stuff. So it's coming.
So follow us on the social medias. We're at NoCo FM, and you'll find out everything about what we're doing. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. We love you all.
I am your host, Charles. This is KK. That is Chris on the ones and twos. And
With his brand new butt cushion.
You got a butt cushion?
I do?
The ones and twos. You got
Oh, I
I'm
completely.
doing a callback.
Yeah, but that was before we went on the air.
No, it wasn't.
Oh shit. Charles is dead. We're getting out of here. Thanks for watching. We love you all. We will see you next week.
Bye, bud.